Hi everyone, Gary Sibs here. I'm back with a couple of bets for you for the upcoming Cheltenham 2021 festival. This is bets 8 and 9 for me. I hope you're all keeping safe. I hope you're keeping well. I hope your families are well. And yeah, in terms of the festival, it's looking more likely that the Irish are going to be able to come over, so that's good. We could do with the amateur riders getting passed off to ride because it'd be good for them if they could ride. And it doesn't look like we're going to get down there in terms of crowd, but as long as we can watch it somewhere, preferably in a pub. But if it has to be at home, it has to be at home. But that's last case scenario, if you like. But yeah, as long as the festival goes ahead, that's number one priority. Okay, well, we'll move straight on to a bit of information for you first. We are going to be having a Cheltenham preview evening, probably the week or 2 weeks or so before the festival, where we're going to have a panel of guests. It's going to be live streamed for you to put a small donation into charity for us, and you'll be able to watch that live on probably a Saturday or Sunday evening. Got a confirmed panel of the trainer Phil Kirby, ex Grand National winning jockey Bob Champion are confirmed at the minute. The charity will be for Bob's cancer foundation that he has up and running. That's what we do these for every year. I host a Cheltenham preview evening locally every year. We obviously can't do it this year because of COVID, so we're doing it online, and we're still going to try and raise a bit of money for Bob's charity. Details of that will follow and will be coming up on my Twitter. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, up down below is at Gary Sibs. You can follow me on there. And to keep up to date with all these videos and anything else that comes up, we've just done a string of mid-season previews on my YouTube channel. You can also find the details of that down in the border below. Please click the subscribe, and you'll get to see those popping up as and when they come about. Okay, on with the two bets for today. The first bet comes up in the National Hunt Chase. Now, I'm a little bit disappointed in myself because I nearly put this horse up a week ago and he was 14 to 1. There must have been a bit of money for him because he has drifted into 10 to 1 without even running. Scheduled to run this weekend, and my selection for this race is Royal Pagile. Rich Ritchie owned, but trained by Venetia Williams. Now, the reason I think he'll run here is because the Richies have Monkfish, although with a different trainer, they do have Monkfish in the RSA. So I think that will push them into sending Royal Pagile here. Rich Ritchie very rarely runs his horses against each other. In nearly 90 runners at Cheltenham, he has only run short-priced runners like that are up there in the betting. He's only run them against each other on 3 occasions when his hand has been really forced, and he's had good horses in the other races that he could have potentially switched to. So it's not done very often by him, and I think it will push him this way. This horse came over from France, had 2 poor runs, was dropped out for 9 months, came back and has looked brilliant in his 2 runs since. The last run was on the 27th of December at Kempton, where he absolutely hammered a field that included the likes of Duffel, Shuffle, and he beat Captain Ord by 4 lengths, but he was giving Captain Ord £10 as well, so take that into consideration. It was a massive win. He ran really well that day. Looks like a true thorough stayer. Slight inkling was when I found out that he had a Gold Cup entry. I don't think they'll send him to the Gold Cup. I think they'll leave him in this and go for the Gold Cup next year with him. And I do think he has potential to be a very good horse and a Gold Cup horse in the next year. And yeah, especially with the likes of the Big Getaway being ruled out for the season, who could potentially have been a rival in this race, I think he's a very good bet. Like I say, you can see on the screen there, he's 10 to 1 at the minute, which is what I've backed him at. I actually had a little dabble at him at the 14s, but my main bet has gone in at 10 to 1. The step up in trip, a few furlongs further than his last 3-mile run, shouldn't be a problem. Looks like he would stay. His last set of jumping, or his last 2 sets of jumping, have been good. There's been nothing wrong with them. I would like them to improve again. He's due to run this weekend, so with a bit of luck, he's going to come out. I think he's actually 3 to 1 favourite when he runs this weekend in the Peter Marsh. It is a handicap. He's top weight, so he'll have to defy that. There's some nice little sorts in behind him, but I think he'll win, and I'll actually be putting him up this weekend to win that race. So, you know, again, he's another one that the Richies have that has potential to be a very good horse, and you know, this time next year I could be sat here thinking he's going to win a Gold Cup. So yeah, very good potential. And the first tip for today, for the festival is, as you can see, Royal Pagile in the National Hunt Chase. Okay, if you follow, good luck with that one. We will move swiftly on to our second bet of the day, which comes in a race that I've only just started to have a look at, to be honest. We've just done their mid-season previews, and it was only over then and the last couple of days that I've started to have a look at the Mares Novice Chase. Mares Novice Hurdle. Mares Novice Chase. The Mares Novice Hurdle. So, yeah, we've got a bet in that one today. And that bet comes in the form of Gordon Elliott's Riviere de Tel. She is a novice who holds an entry in the Triumph. And being a 4-year-old, she's a juvenile. So there was potential of her going there. However, she has recently been purchased by the same owners, as you can see from the colours there, that own Zanahiyr. So I think it's very unlikely that they're going to run the horses against each other in the Triumph, and I can well see them sending this mare to the Mares Novice. The good thing about that, being a 4-year-old, is that she will get a £7 juvenile allowance. So that will come into play in this, which will be massive. £7 allowances are always big. And yeah, looking at her last race, she absolutely powered away from the field. Very impressive. Slightly novice here, a little couple of jumps, but no major mistakes. She'll only come on for that, and I expect her to be good again. She is also due to run soon. I believe it is... I can't remember exactly off the top of my head now which race it's in, but she is due to run again, and I thought I'd get this bet out before she runs and before she hopefully cleans up and her price comes romping in. Yeah, so that race is this Friday or Saturday. She's due to run in. It's that Novice Hurdle, the Dunmore Novice Hurdle. That's the one she's in. So that's this. I think it's Saturday. So keep an eye out for her in that race. And at 20-1. 12-1 non-runner no bet, or 20-1 if you didn't want to take the non-runner no bet. I've had doubles at each for the sake of the portfolio. I'm putting her up with a non-runner no bet so we get our money back. I do think she'll end up here, but there's just that slight chance that she might not. So let's be safe and take the non-runner no bet and the 12-1, and hopefully that will come in for us. So those are the two bets for today. I think the two very good bets, two confident bets. Obviously wouldn't be putting them up if I wasn't confident in them. And yeah, before we go, we will just take a little look at the portfolio to date. Some horses, some bets not looking as good as others. I'll quickly run through them. We've got Real Steel in the Gold Cup, can more or less write that off. I thought after his running the race last year, he would be very good value this year. Hasn't seemed to run well at 2.5 or 3 miles this year. Don't really know what's going on with him, but Paul Nicholls has come out and said he thinks he's more of a Ryanair horse, so we'll more or less write that one off. Let's be clear about it. Really disappointed to hear that connections are on about not sending him to Cheltenham, hence his price probably drifting out. He was beaten by Sir Gerhard the last time out by about 4 lengths and giving away about the £4 mark. So that puts him about on par with the favourite in the race. You have got to take your chance in that race with this horse. I think he's a classy horse and would hold a right chance. And looking at the price difference between Sir Gerhard and him, I would love to think they were going for it. I haven't seen any reasons as to why there might not be. I just read that there might not be. So fingers crossed on that one, basically. Another one with fingers crossed is Goshen in the Champion Hurdle. I need them to get this horse back to where he should be. He's a fantastic horse. He's a brilliant horse. It's just a case of getting him right now. They had the wrong tactics the last time, and also he's got this heart issue, which I'm hoping they've got sorted. And when he comes out in his run before the festival, we need to see him back out front and running a field into the ground, and hopefully he can go back to that Champion Hurdle in fine form and put in a good performance for us. Right now, I think you can understand why he's drifted out after the 2 performances he's put in, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed on that one as well. Main Fact was one that I wrote off until only yesterday when I saw an interview or heard an interview with David Pipe, who thought there was something wrong with the horse in the last race and said he wasn't writing him off. He thinks it was maybe the track, there was maybe 1 or 2 things, but he just said he just didn't run his race that day. I just thought it was the step up from handicap company to open company, but with a bit of luck, he can get this horse right and he can come back and run a much better race. I think he said he was going to get one more run into him before the festival, so next time we see him out, we would need to see him back to form. Again, I can understand the drift out on that one. Then we move on to probably the right-hand side, the more solid bets as now. My best bet so far in terms of price has been putting up an Ergamine for the Arkle. I think an Ergamine will win this race. I think he'll beat Shishkin. I think he's a fantastic horse that could do it from 2 mile right up to 3 mile. I think he's an absolute machine, this thing. His times and his stats to date have been absolutely brilliant. I noticed that he got a mention on Up in the Ante this week as well. Gavin Lynch was on about his stats, so yeah, I'm really pleased with that. Put him up at 20 to 1. He's now into 7 to 1 after his latest victory, so very good. Moving on to the one I called the captain of the team, which is Min in the Ryanair. Still very confident in this. Put him up at 6 to 1, still 6 to 1. It was only a recent bet, and I see Gavin Lynch must have watched my video because he nearly said word for word what I'd said about him, about how overrated he is, about his stats at the distance. This horse is underrated and he is overpriced, so I'm really pleased with that one. As just stated about Main Fact, I thought I'd wrote him off, so I took another selection in the race for the Stayers Hurdle, and I took Fury Road for 2 reasons. 1, because of the Main Fact run, and 2, because he is overpriced, and he is still overpriced being at 20 to 1. This horse should be around the 12 to 1 mark by my book. There's too many, a lot shorter price than him that he's done just as much as. And his form with Time Hill at Cheltenham, beating him last year, speaks for itself. So hopefully he can run a big race, and it would be nice if him and Main Fact got the 1-2, wouldn't it now? On to the 2 selections for today. You can see below. I don't need to go through them. I've just been through those with you. So that's what the portfolio is looking right now. I don't think it's too bad, and there will be more selections to come. I'm going to try and get a video up each week so I can get all my bets up, anti-post wise, within the next few weeks, so 3 to 4 weeks from the festival, they're all up and running, and we'll save the final selections until probably the preview evening. All the details on the preview evening will follow on my videos and my Twitter, so please, like I say, if you are interested, give us a follow on there. It'd be much appreciated, and any shares of this video on Twitter and social media are also appreciated. I hope you've enjoyed watching. You can see I've got a new setup out. I hope you think it's a little bit better than just posting up a video with no effects or anything. So any comments, any questions, anything like that, anything you want to ask that you want me to bring up on a next video, no problem, stick it in the comments below. It's always good to talk to people. Okay, thanks very much for watching, and speak to you all soon. Stay safe. Cheers.